There is AEW fan backlash over the main event of last night's Revolution. Plus, a released WWE star was backstage at Revolution last night. And could an ex-WWE champion be returning to WWE this week? Revolution, Revolution.
Diamonds are forever. Is that what you were doing?
And I was doing the theme tune from the ill-fated World Wrestling All-Stars pay-per-view, Revolution.
That's what I was thinking about as well.
This is what it's definitely based on. Revolution finished not too long ago, ending with, once again, Jon Moxley and Death Rider standing tall with the AEW title held in their briefcase. Well, I say standing tall. He got knocked down by a rogue swerve as he was heading to the back.
He swerves while he drives. But yeah, Christian got involved in the main event. Looked like he was going to cash in. Looked like he was going to beat Cope, his good old friend. But then Mox just reinserts himself back in the match there. Gets the old bulldog on and chokes out Cage. Christian Cage.
So the cash-in story is done. Christian Cage attempted to cash in and failed to do so.
Yes. And the world loved it, Tom.
They didn't. The world did not love this. Now, in general, the Revolution pay-per-view was really, really strong. Tony Storm, Mariah May had themselves an epic bloodbath. More on that in a bit. Great cage match between between Will Ospreay and Carl Fletcher. Swerve and Ricochet had themselves a merry old dance. The main event got a lot of flack from fans of AEW and wrestling fans in general because for many this was the weaker match of the show, yet it was the one that got the lion's share and the main event.
But on the flip side of things, it is the world title. Cope was involved, so Cope must look big and cool, like Cope always does. So you can see why it went on last, just to play devil's advocate to what people
I like
say.
you playing devil's avocado, because obviously the world title should go on last, but many argue that the women's world title could have gone on last. It is probably, of all the stories told on that show, I think the Tony Storm Mariah May one is the most epic, deserved to go on last, in my opinion.
And with the end on the Tron while the show's going off the air, I think many people have mentioned, haven't they? That would have been a lovely little...
Would have been cinema. I don't need to see Mox again leaving with the title in the briefcase again. I really don't. And it was brought up in the media scrum with Tony Khan. He was asked about whether or not there was, consideration for something else, dear God, something else to go on last Revolution. Khan said that any of the top four matches could have headlined, and hindsight is 2020. He then pointed out that he felt the fans would react to Swerve's post-show attack on Moxley closing out the show best, which is why he chose that. But the fact that he said hindsight's 2020 suggests that maybe he disagrees with himself somewhat.
Yeah, because a lot of the chitter-chatter on the interwebs before the show was about the Death Riders potentially coming to an end. We saw, obviously, all the members get felled by Cope in the weeks leading up to the show. On Dynamite last Wednesday, we saw, apparently, the great Yuta, Wheeler Yuta himself, sort of turn his back on Moxley, and Moxley be like, well, if I see you again, I'll bitch you up, young boy. But that went well as well after what happened last night. Yuta came back to aid Jon Moxley. So yeah, I can see why people have been up in arms. Now, the hindsight 2020 comment there from Tony, as you say, is quite telling.
I just don't know what the end game is for the Mox thing.
Well, I'll tell you what it was, Tom. It was for the young whippersnappers of AEW, the pretenders to the main event scene, to step up to Jon Moxley's level, and for the storyline to come out with not just Jon Moxley at the main event level, but your Daniel Garcias, your Darby Allins, name other names you want to name, who are just pretenders to that main event scene, being proper like main eventers. But instead, Cope's there for some reason.
That young whippersnapper, Adam Copeland.
It just goes against everything the storyline was up to a certain point where Cope was inserted. The consistency's not there.
I feel like all said whippersnappers in AEW just turned around and said, I'm going to get my dad on you, which is kind of what they did. But look, that aside, I stand by the fact that I think Tony Storm Mariah May should have absolutely been your main event. It's a women's world title match. It's the best story that AEW, I think, of one of the best stories AEW ever told. And I'd love to have seen it go on last. Alas, it did not. Speaking of Swerve, a little bit of concern injury-wise for him.
Yeah, during the post-show press conference, Swerve Strickland revealed he had, at some point during the night, suffered a ruptured eardrum. Is this real, or is this a little bit of funny ha-ha off the back of Cody Rhodes? It's probably real, because what his match was thigh slapping.
It was thigh slapping, and he took that big old dive right at the end of the show onto Mox. He may have injured himself in and around that. We are careering towards Mox versus Swerve, I feel like, let's just get the belt off Mox now. Let's give it a swerve.
And
God!
That's one of the right guys to do it. Who is? I know he's a proper bona fide main eventer now, but he's still. If you want to say like Mox is there, like Swerve's probably there, just a little bit further down, so they get to win over Mox to overtake him. That's what the storyline was all about, ish.
It kind of, like you said, with young whippersnapper stepping up. Honestly, speaking of young whippersnapper stepping up, a young whippersnapper is now the AEW International Champion.
Yes,
Ross.
Kenny Omega defeated Takeshita to win his first AEW title in 2 years.
Jeez.
I know he's missed a long time through injury and whatnot, but still, that's shocking to read in black and white on that sheet of paper there, Tom.
It is indeed. Banger of a match between him and Takeshita, you'll be shocked to hear. Came very suddenly. Both guys countering each other's finishes, and it was a crucifix roll-up that got it nice and tight. Takeshita looks gutted at the end. Kind of, it gives Omega the title, but it suggests that on any other night, Takeshita could have got the dub.
That's because he's a young boy. He was Kenny's young boy. No, he's not the young boy. He's a medium-sized boy, and Kenny's an old boy, but the old boy knows best, obviously. Nonsense, isn't it? Just
Young
nonsense.
boys and whippersnappers. I think that was an Elton John album, I think. Lots of behind the scenes backstage. Obviously, we saw the Rizzler turn up looking like a mini Orange Cassidy. Look at him.
It's what we want to happen.
It's
good to see him well after his big injury scare as well. Obviously, the last time we saw the Rizzler on PLE, he injured his arm doing the ring bell a bit too boisterously, so it's good to see him back.
Nice to see him there. An ex-WWE talent was backstage as well.
Elektra Lopez was backstage. Lopez apparently is from the area, Aiden was telling me last night, so maybe she was just like, oh, there's a show down the road, I'll go and pop in. Or could it mean something more?
Oh, no, I really want Elektra Lopez to land somewhere and really get going with something good, because I really like Elektra Lopez. I think there's loads of upside with someone like that. I thought, and I know it's a bit of this is a Tom at Cultaholic trope, I thought she'd be good in TNA. I genuinely think she would, though. Shut up. I genuinely think she would be good in TNA.
I've got no idea how good she is, because she rarely got to show anything as part of either Legado or the main roster with the latter-day incarnation of that stable. She rarely got to wrestle. The promo game's there, obviously.
Yeah.
The promo game's there, but obviously in terms of in-ring wrestling, she didn't get the chance to show too much.
I saw her doing stuff on Level Up, and I thought, I like Elektra Lopez. I like her Kavorka. Some Kavorka about Elektra Lopez. I like it a lot. If you need more Kavorka while playing games, by the way, I want to thank our friends at Gamer Subs. You can get yourself some GG Energy. Delivers long-lasting energy, a fraction of the cost of canned energy drinks, and they come in a whole litany of great flavors as well.
All weird and wacky names, which are bloody marvelous to mention, let me tell you, Tom. How is it this morning?
This is the mango one upstairs. I do like the mango one. Feels like I'm starting the day feeling a little bit more in here. You know what I mean?
Same.
You
I already tripped over one word this news video. That's thanks to this thing here.
Thanks to that one.
Yeah.
You can go to cultaholic.com/gamersubs right now. Use the code word Cultaholic. Get 10% off your first order and get yourself a sample pack with no obligation. See whether it works for you. cultaholic.com/gamersubs. Now we head to Roadblock tomorrow night on NXT. And we could be seeing the return of a former WWE champion.
Meiko Satomura will be in the house. It's not yet known if she'll be not yet known. Sorry, Gamer Subs, not yet known if she'll be involved in the show, but she will be there making her first TV appearance, Tom, in some bloody time.
It's certainly with WWE. She's been on her retirement tour. She did she had a banger of a match against Rio in Progress recently. She's sort of finishing up her career. She's got a match coming up with Minoru Suzuki, which I can't wait to see. Give me that. In terms of what she will be doing at Roadblock, we don't know. Recently she turned up on WWE socials where she had a photo with Julia, the NXT Women's Champion. Whether we get one more go around, I like the idea because we've got Stand and Deliver on the horizon. And obviously there's reports that Julia might be taking some time away due to injury, hence the title versus title match. Whether Meiko Satomura really makes a statement and
Takes
goes,
the title.
No. Just steals them. What if Meiko were to go, winner of that title versus title match, I want you to Stand and Deliver. And then, we get Meiko have one more crack at the belt on the biggest NXT show of the year.
Well, I would be furious, Tom, on behalf of the likes of Jada Parker, who are there each and every week and should be in the title picture before anybody like Meiko Satomura flying in. I'll have a title shot. Get out of here. Not an NXT.
Look, if AEW has taught us anything at Revolution, these young whippersnappers can't do anything. And what's that? Am I calling out the fact that Kofi's in the main event, but looking forward to Meiko Satomura at NXT? Yes, I am.
I'm consistent. Jada Parker over Satomura.
Jada Parker over Adam Copeland. For the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.